Across space and time, there's a magical world called Skylands, home to the Skylanders. For generations, they protected Skylands and its magical core, until a new face of evil arrived and banished them to Earth, tiny and frozen.
At the Activision booth, Activision actually, even though I'm technically an adult, they're tickling my fancy with cute little figurines. Never really got over those. And Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. We're here with the associate producer. Can you tell us a bit about what do the figurines actually do for the game?
So when you get the game, it comes with the Portal of Power, which is like a magical gateway between our world and the game world, and 3 characters. You get Spyro, Trigger Happy, and Gilgrunt. And when you stick your characters on the portal, they instantly appear in the game and you play with them. And they all have different abilities and moves and powers. But as you play, you get experience points, which level your characters up. You get treasure, which you could use to buy more upgrades and powers for your characters. There's also things you could do to customize your characters with hats and renaming your characters. But all that information is saved onto your toy itself as you play. So I could take my leveled up, Gilgrunt or my leveled up Spyro off my portal and go to your house. And actually, regardless of what system you have, maybe I'm playing on the Wii and you have the 360 or the PS3, put my character on and playing your game using my own characters. Even when you play cooperatively, all the things that each individual character is doing, all the experience points they're getting and all the treasure that they're getting starts to, will continue to level them up and make them more powerful. And it kind of adds a little bit of that competitive nature to the co-op experience as well. So they're really kind of toys with brains, and they're platform agnostic, so you could use them anywhere with your friends.
What kind of gameplay is it actually?
It's kind of rooted in fantasy RPG light elements, some platforming elements. Really just sort of a fantasy adventure, action adventure sort of game. Initial target was for younger audiences, but what we've been finding is that everybody just likes to play fun quality games, and really it's something that's near and dear to our hearts, is wanting to make an experience that's just sort of fun, and we're really blurring the lines between toys and games, allowing players to kind of have more of a physical emotional connection with their characters, because it's not just like a toy of a character that is your favorite character of a video game. It's like that is the character. You put them on the portal, they're in the game. You take them off, everything that they just did is remembered by the toy. So when it's time to do your homework or turn the TV off or go back to work, everything that you do, it's like the adventure kind of continues in your own imagination, because it truly lives in both places, in the virtual world and in the physical world.
But you said you get 3 of them when you buy the game, but then you can add more characters later.
Yeah, you can add more characters later. There's actually over 30 different characters. All of them have their own unique abilities and powers and ways that you could level them up, and they actually have level up paths you can kind of check out if you want to focus on one branch or the other. Just adds a lot of replay value. So when you instead of going and spending $50 for a whole new game, each individual character is $7.99, and you get to replay the game and also discover new areas in the game. So you could use any one character to play through the game, and you get the full story experience. But there's a lot of optional gameplay areas that are we have elemental gates. So let's say you get to an area and it says like you need a fire character to get through here. You don't need to go through there. It's totally optional. But let's say your friend comes over and they're like, I've got a fire character. Now you get to go through there. You get some new gameplay. Sometimes it's new puzzles. Sometimes it's new combat setups or new mini games. And then you're going to find new collectibles, new things to customize your characters with. Like hats that are like a badge of honor. So you'd be like, where'd you get that cowboy hat for your guy? And I could show you. Or maybe you could bring your guys over and you could try on some of the hats that I found in my collection. So it really kind of just opens up the social aspect. The sociability for kids, because you can play it anywhere. It's regardless of what system that they have.
Speaking of that, speaking of adding things afterwards to the game, is it still a full price game that you buy with the three initial characters?
Yeah, so the initial starter pack, the 3 characters in the portal in the game, you actually get a poster that shows you all the different characters, trading cards for each of the characters, and that's $69.99. So $10 above what an average sort of a game price. And then like I said, each individual character is $7.99. So
kind of got to catch them all.
Yeah, very much that feel. You know, and that's just like the adventure mode aspect of it, right? And then we also have player versus player. So if you're a player that's more into wanting to collect your characters and leveling them up and then battling, we have that mode too. So the battle arena is where you get to take your fully leveled up characters, battle against your friends in a lot of different arenas and game modes, and you know, just continue to add to the experience. And if that's the mode you prefer to play, you actually get experience points and treasure when you play PvP. So you can continue to level your characters up that way. So really just add a lot into the game that allows players to truly experience the games using the characters that they like and, you know, playing the game modes that they prefer to play.
Just to wrap things up, Spyro himself has been around for quite some time now. What do you personally think is what's special about Spyro? How come he's back in Skylanders?
Yeah, you know, Spyro is sort of like the spiritual foundation of the game. You know, right? There's sort of innate, sort of fun, charming feel that Spyro games have. And you know, also if you look at the original Spyro games, you're going through portals into other worlds, and we're kind of taking that in more of a physical, you know, sense. So you know, we have sheep that you can mess with, and also the fact that to be the Skylanders themselves are sort of like the superheroes of the fantasy world. So to be a Skylander, you will have had to earn the right to be to join that ranking, right? So Spyro himself has been through a lot of adventures, and that's sort of earned him the right to join the rest of this cast as a Skylander. So you know, he's a character that's, you know, we all kind of know, and now we're introducing all these other characters that they're all kind of joining forces in this, you know, sort of epic fantasy adventure.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, you got it.
There is an army of Skylanders whose new mission is to win back Skylands by defeating Chaos. K-A-O-S. Only you can bring the Skylanders to life.